Mic check, mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check, mic check. There we go. Mic check, let's go. Peace, peace, peace. It is unapologetically QI entering the building. And I'm going to just go ahead because this is going to be one of them quick lives. I always say that. It end up being a little longer, but, I have to get that little, watch time in just to keep, myself in the algorithm and different things. All right. So yesterday we were just out on some more B sector drama, some more B sector content because it was landing on the wrong runway. That's what has happened a lot, and the reason why we can't really get any B sector content because it lands on the wrong runway, and before the beef get the brewing, the fire gets put out. So let me just go and pour some gas on this thing. Let me go and put some gas on this thing. Let's talk about the messy, the hot in the behind, the fast church mother that's running around here from panel to panel. They say she's getting things wrong. Yes, she absolutely is. And when she does it from her perspective. It is so biased. She only supports men. Notice Lemon, Jay Wilson, and then she goes to the church sector. Then she goes over there to fuck it and evil. Then she's always bragging about how I be in chats with 6,000. Yeah, you do, but you over here and all on this center stage when they ain't letting you come on their center stage because they already know you came to tear the house down. Because all you want to do is come out here and degrade women because you have an insecurity issue towards other women. You got mommy issues. You need therapy. And it's quite obvious. But anyways, let's talk about what old Catherine Powell has been doing or what she last recently did. All right, so you got the Uncle Claude. Uppity wanted Uppity wanted the Uppity show back again because Uppity used to take over panels as well. So Uppity wanted and I'm the one that said that coined the term Uppity show because when she gets on the panel, she takes over. Nobody else can talk. Blah 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 blah. Then she gets mad when somebody else gets attention. She's very jealous and envious. She gets mad when other people are getting attention and she's gonna attack them. Whatever little fact that she knows, in which we all know that she really didn't come from the original B sector, okay? But at any rate, Uppity gets on Lemon show because I guess she figured she knows when the motion is the commotion and the motion, right? So after the little pretend fight, the little play fight, the little pretend whatever they did, Ghetto and the mayor. They should have met up and just hugged in the first place, went out and had something to eat. I think we would have enjoyed that and appreciated that better than pretending like they old butts were gonna go out there and fight. Instead of fighting, they were spitting and farting. But at any rate, Uppity gets up on Lemon's panel and she brings Rodney. They said Rodney, another one, brought up the Uppity and it misunderstood and Claude situation, right? So Uppity gets up there and she's, talking about this or that. Now, Uppity has mother issues as well. Uppity, she pretends like she's about women empowerment, black women empowerment, but at the same rate, she's another one that only supports men. She's a mammy, these mammies. She's another one that only supports, pretty much men. And if she does support women, she expects a whole lot out of them. A lot of them, if they do support women, they expect a whole lot out of the women CCs, country creators. But Uppity got up there, and she was basically talking about Uncle Clive from New York, and she gonna support New York, and she don't want to have a problem with nobody from New York. Well, Misunderstood, dropped down in the chat. Misunderstood came on the panel. Lemon wants to bring everything. He wants to hog the content, even though he doesn't know what to do with it. He always messes it up. But Lemon wants to hog the content, and therefore, he wanted Uncle Clyde to come to his panel. His panel. Okay. So Misunderstood said she would. Okay, now Catherine has been saying that, I was over there, I was amongst one of the four people that was in your chat. Well, okay, why would you go over there? So then why would you proceed to take your butt over there to Uncle Clyde while he was live and ask him to get off his live to go to Lemon's panel? That is so disrespectful, y'all. Catherine took her butt over there while Uncle Clyde was live with his four people, if you want to say, and wanted him to get off his live and almost pledge allegiance to a young, dysfunctional man. Now, Uncle Clyde is a straight man. And, condolences. He just lost, his spouse for years. He's a upstanding man. I like Uncle Clyde. He's not MAGA or Republican. He's independent. And, if you listen to a lot of his views, he's more on a Democratic side. Just like me, I'm, Democrat all day, proud Dem, proud Dem. I agree with some of the Republican, issues or views, not all. However, so, Uncle Clyde and Misunderstood, they're real good friends. Misunderstood has been a friend in need during his time, indeed. And, Uncle Clyde is basically on Misunderstood's panel every night. I go over there a lot. I like to debate. I like to talk about, the real issues and different things of that nature. I enjoy the panel. Carcino, Demis O, even Just Krista, TC, HBCU, just a host of, different people, and we have meetings of the minds over there. All right, so they have a long-standing businessship, YouTube virtual friendship. They're there for each other, and Uncle Claude really appreciates Misunderstood. All right, so first you got Uppity. You know how she's always running her mouth. She just said something out the way. So and then not just that to Uncle Clyde and Uppity. They had words over there on right. So then Uppity, they thought they had ceased the fire, right? So Uppity goes to her panel and goes live. She used it as for content, just like everybody else does or whatever. And she should have just basically just said that I use that as content, but I really have no problems. We resolve the issues with Uncle Clyde. Some people need some stuff to talk about because they're not really content creators. But at the same rate, so what ended up happening is Misunderstood left the panel to go get Uncle Clyde. It was really for Uppity. But Uncle Clyde was live. And so, Misunderstood is over there supporting his live and letting him finish what he's doing. And then, she has means to tell him if, he wants to, if he wishes to, if he wants to go over. But, if how Lemon's panel is chaotic. Uncle Clyde ain't really chaotic like that. Uncle Clyde ain't into dragging and the drama. Everybody in the B sect ain't on it. We had a diverse type diversity when it comes to content creators. We didn't just have all drama, and we definitely weren't just hopping on panels and stuff, cutting up, but at any rate, so Catherine takes herself over there, and Lyndon wants you like summoning Uncle Clyde to Lemon's panel, like shut your live down almost and come to Lemon's panel. Like Lemon is some type of god or something, right? So Misunderstood, she was like, like you're being messy, you're being dramatic. And what she will, and then so instead of Catherine admitting her wrongs and being accountable as she normally does not do, excuse me, it went down the wrong pipe. But so she Catherine proceeds to want to go from panel to panel, back to Rodney's panel. From panel, because Misunderstood wants to resolve the issue with Rodney for bringing it up and making it content, or you bringing it up and making it making it content, because they don't do that. Misunderstood, she over there sitting on 20, 30,000 subscribers. She sit on some real high numbers sometimes, depending on what she talks about. Misunderstood is self-made and doing very well. So she doesn't, and her panels are not about this type of drama. It's like, there's excitement over there, when it comes down to debating on issues and stuff like that. But for the most part, it's on an intellectual tip and not a dramatic, toxic or dysfunctional tip. So, they done made Misunderstood and Claude lovers, in which, like most of us who support, we already know it's not like that. They just have a real deep virtual friendship, which is beautiful. But these people done turned them into lovers and all kinds of crazy stuff. So, at any rate, instead of Catherine, admitting her wrongs, or just leaving the situation alone, she did a tour yesterday, a panel. She did a tour and went from channel to channel, panel to panel, every man's panel, every woman's panel she could, degrading another black woman, degrading another black woman, talking to all up under Misunderstood clothes. And that's how you know when a woman has issues. Any woman that's willing to sit there and talk up under another woman's clothes, not looking at the fact that you're speaking to, there are men in the audience, and that is so disrespectful. Then you wonder why, black women and some women don't get respect, because of women like you, who devalue, degrade women. Women like you, because you want to seem like you at the top of the pyramid, which you're not. You're very tarnished, and you're very toxic. However, she goes from panel to panel on a whole panel tour, talking all under Misunderstood's clothes, just looking for her big moment. She wants to be the star. And if it ain't Misunderstood, she talk about Lovely Love and that cornbread and the cornbread competition, because she got mad because when they were going to do the cornbread competition, because Jay Wilson and Lovely Love live in the same city, he extended his kitchen to her, and he was like, at least I could taste the cornbread. Oh man, Catherine got mad about that, and she proceeds to write an email to Jay Wilson, which made Jay Wilson feel like stalker vibes. He was like, but they ended up working it out, and now Catherine is back, over there, lying and telling stories and bringing all of the stuff, the drama and the news, making so Jay Wilson and these men don't have to go out and find the content, because they got Catherine over there to do it, right? And then not only that, she's promoting men channels when she's a whole woman about you. But anyways, that's old messy Catherine, the church mother. That's that church mother thing. Being messy around there, acting like they holier than thou, but be the main ones degrading other women and stuff like that, because they got insecurity issues within themselves. So Catherine needs to sit down somewhere as usual, because like, I see the problem. I see that she needs therapy. I see that she got mother issues. I see that the problem is her. She started that whole thing that was a bunch of nothing. That was a bunch of nothing, and she went from panel to panel, making a bunch of nothing seem like a bunch of something. But at any rate, that's the real story. Catherine Powell, messy butt, started a bunch of she started it, she spreaded it, and it was a bunch of nothing, and it was all for her attention. And because she got mother issues, she talked all up under Misunderstood's clothes. I don't know if she mad at Lovely because Lovely got a husband or whatever, but she only supports men, and she uses women, and she's one of what we call a misogynist mammy, and they part of the problem these days. They are part of the problem these days. But that's all I got to say. But until next time, smash that like. I'm gonna come back on a little later, because my title is welfare did not take the black man out the home, because that was something that we discussed on Misunderstood's panel, and I didn't get to get into it really, because Christina for Life, I like him. We have some of the same views, except when it comes down to the manosphere. I don't deal with the manosphere lies and the lies. All right. So until next time, until a little later today, peace, love, hair grease, and all that. It is unapologetically QI. Make sure you smash that like. Feel free to comment, whether you agree or disagree or whatever. I love debates, you know that. So I don't mind, I don't mind at all. But anyways, until next time, it's unapologetically QI, and I'm now exiting and building. Choose.